And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Site Delta, we have our red Polish Protoss player. He didn't get the memo, there's no purple, but the red Polish Protoss representing Storm Gaming. He made his way through Nikic. He had a rough road here to the finals, but he has made it back-to-back, 2 days in a row. Can he go the distance? Can he finally win a Sparkling Tuna Cup this year? I mean, the only one, really. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Protoss player, the pink Polish Protoss. The alliteration is real. Representing the Platinum Heroes, it is ArT. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, you have a couple of minutes upon hearing this message. You have a couple of minutes here. Predictions open. To place your bets on who you think is going to be this week's champion. Predictions are open for a couple of minutes. Best of luck. As our PvP is underway. And what I refer to when I said that, can Gerald finally, take a championship? What I mean by that is that last night we casted the Logic Games. And Gerald also made it to the finals. And it was Gerald versus another Polish Protoss, not ArT. It was Gerald versus Cristiano. It was Gerald versus Cristiano, and they went all the way to the ace match. It was an amazing finals. I do recommend the VODs if you missed out on the Logic Games. And in the end, it went to the ace match, and Cristiano, he was our champion last night. He was our champion. Gerald barely fell short. He barely fell short. But can he make up for it? Can he redeem himself today? Or will ArT stand in his way and claim the win himself? When it comes to the road to the finals, ArT hasn't dropped a single map. He has 2-0'd his way to the grand finals. He 2-0'd Nice, he 2-0'd Azura, and he 2-0'd Medic Jr. as well. ArT, he is looking unstoppable today. Meanwhile, Gerald didn't have an easy road. He did drop a map to Demi in the quarterfinals. So it has been shown that Gerald can bleed. He is merely a mortal. He's merely a man. But can he stand up to ArT? Oh my god! As we're going for a robo. This looks like a very aggressive build here. ArT, he goes for a Rax Expand setup, but instead of an expansion, he goes for a robo. He goes for another gateway as well. This is the setup for a one base all-in. Because we have 1, 2, 3 gateways and a robo. It looks like an expansion, and I'm worried for Gerald. Gerald, he hasn't seen anything. It looks like an expansion. It looks like a Nexus. His probe was killed, and the Stalkers are coming in. They need to get a read on what's going on. Gerald back at home, 2-gate opener, in towards an expansion. We do see Gerald, he's scouting for proxies, trying to feel out what is happening. Gerald expands! Uh-oh. Gerald, he does expand. We have a safety shield battery in the main base. He thinks it's a Stargate, or he's ready for a proxy Stargate or a Stargate opener. Just in case, going for a Twilight Council, and ArT, he's doubling down, a Prism is on the way, Stalkers are amassing, and ArT is going for the all-in. Oh boy. Here we go. Comes across a fake proxy pylon. Oh, Gerald, sorry, he comes across a real reinforcing pylon. He will shut it down. ArT's getting here a little bit too late. The pylon will fall. But here come the reinforcements. Pylon does get shut down. Oh, that does supply block ArT. Actually important. Meanwhile, at the same time, Gerald, he gets into the main. He shades into the main base. He sees all the gateways. He knows what's happening, and he is setting up here in the main. He knows he cannot defend his natural. Probes are going down. ArT, his economy is being crippled. Big moves here from Gerald. Meanwhile, ArT, he commits across the map. Gerald will have to cancel this natural. Does he cancel? Does he let it finish? He will let it finish. Meanwhile, ArT, he does dive into the main. Does drop over it, over the wall. Where's the shield battery? Where's the overcharge? Boys are being pulled. Gerald, he's in a lot of trouble. Stalks are being focused down. Can he get the Prism? Oh, he will not. The Prism does survive, just barely. Focus on as many Stalkers as we can. The Prism! We got another warp in. It barely lives. Every Stalker goes down, and ArT has an army. Gerald does not. There's nothing left here for Gerald. No army left. He has one Stalker that does get focused down. And ArT has done it. He breaks on through, gets on top of the production, depowers all the gateways, And there's nothing left here for Gerald. He's down to 1 sentry. Oh, the prism. The sentry does not get a kill on the prism. It survives. The stalker gets 1 shot off. The prism goes down, but it doesn't matter because that is the 1 unit that Gerald has remaining. The 1 stalker. Again, all the gateways are depowered. We start our step back. Good force field here. And we're losing too many probes. Far too much economic damage. 15 probes go down. Let them say shade in. They do shade in. And we can just camp the production. GG gets called. ArT will take game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG. Again, ArT faking an economic opener. Very cheeky move. ArT, because of his setup, because he killed the probe, he made it look like he was expanding. He made it look like he was going for a more economic build, when really he was doing anything but. And ArT, he did end up snowballing out of control there. Gerald, it was some really good moves for him to get across the map with those adepts. He did do a lot of damage with the adepts, that is true, but unfortunately, the adepts weren't good enough. In the end, we didn't have a shield battery, didn't have an overcharge, we just didn't have enough to defend back at home. We were just lacking the resources to warp in, we were just lacking the shield batteries. Again, I do think it was a mistake for Gerald to let the expansion finish. That is resources that could have been spent on additional pylons and additional shield batteries. That was 400 minerals wasted on a Nexus that did not help in the defense against the all-in. So that was a bit of a misstep there by Gerald, and yeah, he was overwhelmed in the end, just barely. GG, well played. I should also say, though, really good control out of ArT, juggling his units and keeping that prism alive for as long as he did. Honestly, let's be real. If that prism died earlier on, maybe Gerald holds. Maybe he just defends then and there, and he gets away with the expansion. Like, that's a very real possibility. But alas, here we go. We're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have our Polish Protoss player, the pink Polish Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is ArT. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Gerald. Catching up with the chat. PvP finals, all the balance complaints in the bin. Nah, PvP unwinnable, Pappy, unwinnable. Let's go, as Gerald is going for his probe scout across the map. As we load into Golden Aura, it's going to be a 2-gate opener from Gerald and a 2-gate opener from ArT. Again, Side Delta is a map, because of the ramp, you're able to fake out or even commit to a more economic opener. Outside of Side Delta and Radisson Station, we should be seeing 2-gate openers instead. We should be, but we're not. ArT going for a gate into Cybercore. Oh, there it is. Cybercore gets thrown down. So a 2-gate opener from Gerald. Meanwhile, a gate cyber opener from ArT, which means he can go for a much faster expansion here. Ooh, okay. Proxy pylon. So Gerald, he scouts, he sees something is wrong. Something doesn't quite make sense here. Where's your second gateway? Also, your pylon is missing. What is happening? Is it a proxy? ArT, he fakes out a proxy. He's trying to tell a story, trying to sell a story. And how will Gerald respond? He's scouting. You see Gerald, he's scouting. He's looking for the proxy. Looking for what the hell ArT is up to. Checking with that probe. Scouting and scouring the northern side of the map. Meanwhile, ArT, I believe he should be expanding. I believe. We're checking the northern corners here. Gerald, he's on the hunt. Meanwhile, ArT scouts with his own worker. Does confirm the pylon placement. Most of it. Does see 2, doesn't see the 3rd. Scouting probe goes down, and there's the expansion. After the probe dies, then ArT throws down the expansion again. Very economic opener here out of ArT. But he's trying to make it look like he's cheesing. And Gerald has no idea. Safety shield battery in the main base just in case it's a proxy Stargate. I mean, it does look like a proxy Stargate, to be fair. You can see Gerald, he checks the gold. He's looking for a ninja base. Coming back in, and Gerald will finally confirm that we have expanded. And now Geralt is in a really awkward position. He went for a robo. Cancels. Oh, brutal. Very delayed tech. This robo was designed to defend against an all-in. Geralt, he was convinced. He was convinced it was an all-in. He has to cancel the robo. Now goes for an expansion, and now he's just behind. He's behind in bases, and he's behind in tech, because ArT back at home actually has his natural already on the way. His robo already on the way as well, and we're going for a Twilight Council. Okay. Let's go. So the way this works is, with this robo opener from ArT, this is a defensive robo. This is designed to defend against all-ins on 2 bases. So in case Geralt committed to a 1 base all-in, ArT would be safe. You can see the Immortal on the way. So ArT is very safe here, very greedy. The downside is that ArT is going to be stuck on his side of the map, and Geralt, his advantage is going to be Blink. That is the one thing going Geralt's way, is Blink timing. Now, as a result, he will have a more mobile army. He will be able to, because he has map control, take a faster third as well. He will have access to a faster third. We'll see if he goes for it. Here we go. As the mortals have arrived. Have arrived here as ArT is pushing forward. Again, has revealed those immortals. Adepts, they come in, but they do get blocked away. They do get shut out of the main base. With that shield battery, quick moves here out of ArT. Building up those immortals, working towards his own blink. And ArT, he does have that worker lead, does have the better economy. Gerald behind this, working towards his own robo. Now the question becomes, does Gerald commit on 2 bases or do we expand? I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see if Gerald throws down additional gateways or not. And here comes the probe, and we should be taking a faster third. So this is a way for Gerald to come back in this game, is to expand first and to recover economically that way. Oh, as we commit to the shade, 1 adept goes down. Not worth it there for Gerald. Bit of a misstep. Meanwhile, ArT, he should be taking his own third. It is on the way. Geralt, instead of his 3rd base, he does prioritize another gateway. Here in the main, does throw down a 4th gateway, still building up immortals. That's going to be a 4-gate setup. He has a choice to make. 2 base all in, or a 3rd base. What are we going for? Here we go, we're at a crossroads. We do deny the scouts, but the 3rd base is thrown down. ArT doesn't know though. He's in the dark. He's moving out on the right-hand side. Again, Gerald just going for a safer opener. Adepts, they're going to be shading in towards that natural. They do commit. Oh, they don't commit. And ArT with that immortal lead. He has a hefty army. Both players have blink. As ArT is going to be backing off, rotating around. Looking for another way in. Again, his army is still superior than that of his opponents with the immortals. Catches the adepts. Big moment there. The prism! We caught the adepts, but at the same time, Gerald catches the war prism. Big moment there for Gerald. Does shut down the prism. He's defending his 3rd base. Behind this, ArT going for a dark shrine. Spicing it up even further. His 3rd is already up and running again. ArT with the better economy. Maintains his better economy as well. He backs off. He may have lost the prism, but he saves his immortals. And DTs are going to be very interesting. Now, you may be thinking, but we already have detection. We have an observer on the way. Like, Geralt should be fine. Kind of. Observers aren't always at home. So DTs can still kill workers. They can still wreak havoc, even if you have detection. But here we go. Geralt, he does force his way in between the natural and the 3rd. Gets a sentry. Does pick up a sentry, backs off. Doesn't lose anything. Does not bleed out anything, not yet. That's Geralt. He dives into the main base. Picks off the Cyber Core. Very nicely done. No more Stalkers. Cybercore goes down, blinks away, doesn't lose anything. Very good moves here out of Gerald. And can he catch the Immortals? Force fields get thrown down. Doesn't quite get them though, as they zone each other away. Force fields thrown down once again. We go for the third base. And the Immortals, they are stuck. They cannot engage. Gerald out positioning ArT. Engages with half the army. The Immortals are getting low. And one of them goes down. But again, a good start to the fight here for Gerald as he bleeds out his second Immortal. Oh. Expensive losses there for Gerald. Did have some nice moves, but expensive moves is what I will say. ArT takes a fourth. Gerald's still on 3 bases. Still doesn't have his own fourth. And ArT still maintains his worker lead. He's got 61 probes to the 56 of his opponent. The DCs are going ham. Dark Templar in every single mineral line. Probes are falling. 11 probes fall. We spoke about this. Detection is not where it needs to be. Even with observers, 14 probes go down. We still have a DT here at the natural as well, as it finally gets cleaned up. 3 DTs for 15 probes. Well worth it. Well worth it for ArT. He's got 65 workers to the 48 of Gerald. And just like that, the pressure is on. Gerald, what do we do? Do we take a fourth? Do we try to recover economically? Or do we just send it? Oh, God. Do we just send it as we get another DT into the main? No. 3 more probes, just keeping Gerald back at home, keeping him busy. There's the 4th base on the way. And this is how we catch up. There are a couple of comeback mechanics. In PvP, there are a couple of different ways to come back. One is outpositioning your opponent. As we just saw, Gerald, he picked up a Cybercore, picked up a couple of units. Like, if you're able to catch your opponent out of position, you can do well with Blink Stalkers. The other thing, DTs. We've seen as ArT has been popping off and does lose a War Prism, but the DTs have been a thorn in Gerald's side. Another way, though, that Gerald hasn't gone for until now, Disruptors. Disruptors, they're very hit and miss in both the literal and figurative sense of the word. And Disruptors, they can annihilate an army, or they can whiff, and you can just die. As we outposition Gerald. Gerald, he's out on the map, and we push in towards the 3rd. Ay, ay, ay. Speaking of being caught out of position, Gerald, not like this, gets caught with his pants down. The base is gonna fall. He dives in, gets an Immortal, but the force fields are too good. And before Gerald can even think about or can even make a single Disruptor, ArT has arrived. He's snowballing out of control. He eviscerates the mineral line. 16 probes go down. And there's just not much here to defend. There's not much left. Stalkers, they get completely shut down here as we chase them back. And that's going to be a kill in the 3rd base. GG gets called, and ArT will take game number 2, extending his lead in the finals. GG. And this is a terrifying ArT, by the way. This is it's terrifying. Oh my god. ArT, he was a rising star back in 2020 and 2021. I remember casting a lot of ArT back in the day. He was very active, and then ArT stepped away. ArT, he stepped away from the game. He took a bit of a break. He was less active in 2022, less active in 2023. He came back in the second half of 2023, and he has been slowly on the rise, regaining his skill, getting back his placement in the region. And ArT has not dropped a single map tonight. Not a single map. He has gone untouched, undefeated in this tournament. And can he go the distance? Can he walk that, not quite the royal road, but can he go like for the perfect kill? Can he can he take no damage and take no losses in this tournament? He's so close. He is so close. As we're getting into game 3, spawning in to Hardlead. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Hardlead, we have our red Protoss player representing Storm Gaming down in this series, struggling a little bit here, but we all know how good he is. We all know that he is on the level of his opponents. He can bring it out, but he needs to bring it out here and now. The pressure is on. It is Gerald. he needs your energy, he needs your support to fight back and to force the ace match. Meanwhile, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the pink Polish Protoss, representing the Platinum Heroes, looking dominant today in the Sparkling Tuna Cup in number 41. Can he keep this going? Can he go the distance here and go for the 3-0? It is ArT. There we go. And again, when it came to that last game, there was a lot of mind games. I apologize if I didn't make that like as clear. But in that last game, there was so much mind games. Actually, in this entire series, we've had non-stop mind games from ArT. ArT, he's been deceiving Gerald left and right. Remember, game 1, ArT, he made it look like he was going for a gate expand, and he went for a 1-base all-in. ArT, he faked out an expansion, went for a 1-base all-in, and caught Gerald with his pants down. In game number 2, ArT faked a 1-base all-in and really went for a gate expand, went for something much more economic, and he got away with it. And Gerald believed it so much that he was being cheesed that he went for a robo, went for a shield battery, had to cancel the robo, delay his tech, delayed expansion. Like Gerald was just behind from the openers. Time after time, game after game. ArT, what do you have in store for us this time? The mind games, the big brain plays here so far. And that's the thing about PvP, as Gerald's let's go. He does throw down a bit of a citizen's arrest, and these two probes, they're stuck. Those two workers there, they're trapped between Gerald's pylon and the minerals, and he lets it finish. Gerald, he lets it finish, delaying some mining time here in the main, being as annoying as possible, as ArT does not fake out a proxy pylon. It has been thrown down in the main base as well. So a cheeky move out of Gerald. What does this do? This delays mining time. There's two probes that aren't fighting. Sorry, two probes that aren't mining, and one additional worker that is fighting as well, that is not mining, is not saturating. So as a result, you can see here the economy go in favor of Gerald. Economic advantage for Gerald, all because of that one pylon. Very nicely done. Behind this, Gerald's going to be throwing down his Nexus. Going to be a 2-gate opener, what looks to be into an expansion. Meanwhile, ArT is going for a 2-gate opener into a Stargate. And Gerald's still trying to piece this together. There's the Nexus on the way for Gerald. So Gerald, he's going to be ahead in the economy. With this Stargate opener, ArT, he's going for Oracles, and his goal here is to kill some workers and to even things up, as ArT will have a later expansion. He will be behind here in his expansion. Stalkers coming back to deal with this probe, to deal with any kind of scouting. What did Gerald see? Didn't see the Stargate, but did see how late the expansion is. And again, Gerald, he's playing safe. Went for a safety shield battery in the main base. He is safe and sound against at least one Oracle. We shade in. That's a shade into the main. They focus down two probes. Ooh, getting a third probe as well. Good pickoffs there by Gerald. Meanwhile, ArT's moving out with that Oracle. Again, the ArT cannot out DPS the shields or the regeneration that a shield battery provides. So the shield battery will keep this base safe. The Oracle will arrive, and Gerald shouldn't sustain any damage. Shouldn't. But still could. As we rotate into the main, Stalker's in position. We do zone that Oracle away. Good moves here by Gerald. ArT will have to back off. We'll have to retreat. Going to be saturating his natural. Oh! Be saturating his natural base. You can see Gerald with a 5-worker lead, just because Gerald didn't have to waste time in investing into a Stargate, into an Oracle. Gerald also got a faster Nexus. And so far, this Oracle hasn't paid for itself. So far. It's been a costly investment here by ArT. He's moving out with his Stalkers. Can he find some damage here? Behind this, Blink is on the way. Blink is faster for Gerald. So there's going to be a window where Gerald has Blink and ArT doesn't. A small window, but a window nonetheless. Oh. As Gerald, did he see? Hard to say. Yeah, he did. A probe gets sent out. Stasis trap is going to be triggered. As ArT is reinforcing back at home. Following this, he's still only on 2 gateways. Only 2 gateways here for ArT. Likewise, 4 gates for Gerald, but he's expanding. This has become a very common trend that I've noticed because we casted a lot of Gerald today and yesterday. Is that Gerald, he does like going up to 4 gateways before expanding. Not going for 2 base all-ins, but going for 4 gateways just to be safe. Does play very safe overall. It does hurt Geralt a little bit. It doesn't mean that he doesn't die, but it also means that he's not as efficient as he otherwise could be. It is just a trend that I have noticed. Or that we have noticed. As Geralt, he comes in across the map. He has high ground vision with that observer. Looks like ArT does spot it. Observer does siege. You can see ArT committing here to a gateway composition, working towards charge. So Blink Stalker into charge lots. Meanwhile, Geralt going Blink Stalker into Immortal production. So Immortals are amassing. God, Orc almost goes down. We dive on top of the army. And ArT, he does have a greater Stalker force. Does catch out Geralt. Good pickups here by ArT. Ooh, gets 3 Stalkers. Gets a good chunk of Stalkers here across the map. Geralt, he backs up. Again, getting into his 3rd saturation. Likewise, so is ArT. The game is going to be settling from here. Now ArT goes for his own gateways. Going to be 3 gates, 5 in total. Not too bad. Sorry, 4 gates. 6 in total. Even going up to 7. My apologies, as I didn't even notice a 3rd gateway here. We're just doubling down and going up to 8 gates. Okay. It's going to be 8 gate charge. We do have a Temple Archives on the way for Archons. Archon production. So we know the trajectory here of ArT's composition. Meanwhile, Geralt, he has avoided charge entirely. Doesn't care. Doesn't care about charge. Doesn't care about Archons. Going just Stalker Immortal instead. Adepts a shade into the 3rd base. Probes are going down. We got 5 worker kills here at the 3rd. Not too bad. Geralt maintaining his economy. Maintaining that lead once again. ArT will take a 4th base, but we'll see how hard he does saturate it. Prism is on the way. Charge is now done. Temple Archives and Twilight Council already done as also. Temple Archives has completed for Archon production. There it is. Archons are on the way, and ArT should soon be pushing. Should soon be moving out. I mean, ideally, you want to hit a timing with +2. Ideally, which is still a ways off. Geralt getting his own 4th, working his own +2, and charge as well. So Geralt playing catch-up here when it comes to the composition of his army. Going for something similar. He won't have any Archons. And once again, Geralt getting caught out. Yeah, bleeding out one of those Stalkers. ArT's going to be committing. Remember, he does have the War Prism. He can reinforce. He's here looking to poke away and find value here in these trades. Pick away at the Stalkers, maybe catch an Immortal. Also, the Temple Archives is done for Geralt, so he's going to have Archons of his own. They're just now morphing in. Can we get the 4th? Well, the 4th looking a bit vulnerable, but Geralt, he's here. He's here in position to stop ArT. He does reinforce. Once again, he catches out a couple of Stalkers. These are expensive losses here for Geralt. He has to be very careful with how he does engage. Does want to bleed out Stalkers. Zealots is fine, but Stalkers less so. See Geralt trying to be assertive. Good blinks out of ArT. +2 about to finish up in 5 seconds. Just in time for this push. That is also going to be engaging. Army supplies are quite comparable. Good target firing out of ArT. He gets an Archon. Does snipe his first Archon. Gerald down to 1. Backs off to the shield battery. ArT going to be reinforcing. ArT's got a bit of momentum on his side. Again, there's only 1 Archon to worry about. And it's looking exposed. Yeah, we dive on forward. Big AoE there from that Archon, but else they're breaking through. Yeah, ArT, he's slowly breaking through here. Shield battery adding a lot of help here, a lot of support to the army. Cannons as well. Stage trap goes off. It does go off, and Gerald, he gets caught out, and it looks like ArT, does he break through? Does he barely have enough? Immortals are going down. Immortals, they are being targeted, and it looks like ArT may barely have enough. The boys are being pulled. Stasis still not running out. And that was just a huge moment here for ArT, catching that army with the stasis. He will lose his immortal. But it's only Stalkers remaining here for Gerald. Only Stalkers left. And ArT, he has done it. He's broken the 4th base. With a better angle, with a better control there again. Really good target firing on the Archons of Gerald. He just picked them away, just picked them apart. And with these reinforcements, ArT, he's going to go undefeated, untouchable here. GG gets called, and ArT will take the series 3-0, becoming this week's our very first Sparkling Tuna Cup champion for 2024. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to ArT. He had an insane run. He had an insane performance here tonight. GG, or this morning even. Don't forget to join the Matcherino. GG, well played. Congratulations here to ArT for taking it all, for winning it all here and now. GG. And my condolences to Gerald. Gerald, he's a great player, but PvP, it's a very, very chaotic matchup. PvP, as we saw, like, time and time again, especially in Game 1 and Game 2. Less so in Game 3, but in the first 2 games, Gerald, he was just being bamboozled. He was just being thrown for a loop. Just the mental gymnastics that was going on here between the players, the mental battles that was going on, where ArT was kind of luring his opponent in, giving him false information, just making it look like he's going all in or going for some greedy play, and just, yeah, completely outmaneuvering Gerald when it comes to the strategies of Game 1 and Game 2. Meanwhile, Game 3 was more straightforward. Game 3 was a lot more straightforward, which is why it was closer. Game 3 was a much closer game here. Gerald was able to take an early economic lead, but I will say ArT had better fights. He had better engagements. He was able to pick off Stalkers in the lead up to the big fight. He was able to pick off the initial Archon, able to bait out the overcharge. There was a lot that there's a lot of minute details when it came to the main army engagements that ArT was able to come out on top of and was able to excel at. GG, well played. ArT will take the entire event here. And again, exclamation mark B, if you guys want to have a look at the bracket and look at their runs, as ArT, he was able to bring down Medic Jr. in the first round, took down Azura 2-0, took down Nice 2-0, and took down Gerald 3-0 as well. Fun fact, sorry, I'm not familiar with the race of Medic Jr. Okay, Medic Jr. is a Terran, but more of an amateur player. But when it came to all the pro players, ArT, he took down purely Protoss. He took down nothing but Protoss here in the quarterfinals, in the semifinals, in the grand finals. Clearly, this is a matchup that ArT does excel in. It's what he relied upon to win the entire tournament. GG. GG, well played. Again, if you want to support this tournament, if you want to support these players, exclamation mark Matcherino. Exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat, and you can fund this tournament, or you can help fund this tournament yourselves. You can help boost the prize pool and help pay out both Gerald and ArT. Again, a big shout out to Gerald as well. He had a great run making it to these finals, and he will be walking away with some of that cash or some of that prize money as well, as we do pay out top 2 players. So Gerald, he does walk away with something, thankfully, despite the rough finals that he did have. But again, game 3 was a lot closer in general. Was much more back and forth. It was just game 1 and game 2 that, yeah, Gerald just found himself behind early on. Found himself behind. A live interview with the winner. True. I'll hunt ArT down. I'll find him, Papi. Oh no. But yeah, with that, congratulations. If you enjoyed the tournament, by the way, and if you want some more Sparkling Tuna Cup action, then outside of supporting the event on Match Arena or supporting the event on Patreon, you can see our goals here. You can see our stretch goals on Patreon, where we're trying to grow the event to pay out some more prize money to the finalists and try to pay out more prize money to the quarterfinalists as well. So you can help us grow the event if you so choose. We do currently earn 211 USD a month from our Patreon. So thank you so much for all the people that are supporting our tournaments. Thank you so much for your support. And again, if you so wish, you can do so. If you head on over to our Patreon, you can support us there as well. But if you want some more Sparkling Tuna Cup action, next week will be the next one. Sparkling Tuna Cup for 2023 was a bi-weekly. Every fortnight we would host this event. But this year in 2024, it's going to be a weekly. It's going to be a weekly tournament. Every single week we have you covered with some Sparkling Tuna Cup action. It is an open tournament, and this time slot is an interesting one. It is early for Europe, but when I say early, I mean 10 a.m., so not a bad time. You can see here, plenty of Europeans arrived. It's also not a bad time for Oceania, Southeast Asia, for Korea, for the Southern Hemisphere there, for the, again, more Oceanic Hemisphere, or Oceanic portion of the world. So that's why we were able to get players like Nice, like Mio Micah, like Kot, like Demi as well, and potentially some Koreans. Koreans have competed in this tournament in the past. We've had players like Keen, Nightmare, and Byun. They've all competed in the Sparkling Tuna Cup before. So because of that, we can see a clash of regions. We can see Europeans, but also players from Southeast Asia, rest of Asia, Korea compete as well. We very rarely get players from America. I know that this is not the best time for the Americas. It's okay, it's but not the best time for the Americas, unfortunately. When I say it's okay, hold on, let's see. Time at PST. It's 4 a.m. So yeah, it's not a good time for the Americas, unfortunately. So we rarely get players from the Americas or from Latin America. It's basically the D-Gens. So if you ever see like Trigger has played before, if you ever see Trigger or if you ever see Vindicta, it's usually because they stayed up until like 3 a.m. to compete. And much love, right? Much love to them and much support. Like sometimes they have the passion and the degeneracy to ruin their sleep schedules and play in Sparkling Tuna Cup, but it's more of a rarity. It's more of a rare thing, unfortunately. But you know, hopefully we can get some of those players rocking up. I mean, a shout out to some of the Americans out there, because we had Starkiller, we had Medic Jr., we did have a couple of players from the Americas compete tonight. So I mean, hey, it's you know, they're willing to come out every now and then. You know, Control, he played from Korea, right? We have a Korean Terran. We have Roselia, another Korean Terran who also competed, right? Like, yeah, really nice diversity here. Players from all around the world. So that's what makes Sparkling Tuna Cup a little bit more unique, is that it is a little bit friendlier for the worldwide player base. Except for Americans, kind of smooch. So yeah, with that, I mean, that's also why we had our Tenacious Turtle Tussle. That was an Americas only event, or America and Southeast Asia. That was a much better time slot for the Americas, but there was just very little interest. I mentioned before that unfortunately our region locked bi-weekly, which was for Latin America and North America, didn't really gain much traction. So you know, that's why it's on hiatus. We're not bringing it back yet in 2024. Hopefully we bring it back at some point. It just depends on player interest. That's what it comes down to. I spoke about this before, but viewership was really good. We had a lot of really good viewership for Tenacious Turtle Tussle and for Grand Platypus Open. So it's not like we weren't getting interest viewership wise, but player wise, we were like getting 4 players, right? Like maybe 5 players, 6 players, maybe. Like it was a struggle, and again, like at the end of the day, we're not doing these, we're not hosting these events for necessarily viewers. We're hosting them for the players. So that is why, if you're curious, that is why GPO and TTT, Tenacious Turtle Tussle, that's why they're on hiatus right now, and that is why, with the money that we were spending on those events, we're able to turn Sparkling Tuna Cup into a weekly. So that's why this event is a weekly, because this event has, you know, has attention from players and has their interest. So that is why we have made that change in 2024, just to be transparent. Just to be transparent. And, you know, maybe one day we can bring back the turtle. Maybe one day we can bring back the platypus. I would love to. But more likely than not, if we do bring back the platypus, it would probably be like in another esport. Like if we do end up casting Stormgate, or if we do end up casting Zero Space, or, you know, another RTS, and if we do get the interest to invest and start hosting our own tournaments, then we would have, like, I don't know, Stormgate edition of like the Grand Platypus Open, you know, or like Year Zero edition of like the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Like if there's interest there, and if we're interested, if we enjoy the esport as well, then that's what would be happening. Yeah, there you go. Just because we paid for the mascots, we paid for the logos, and we can't use them. We can't use them anymore. Smoach. Ay. Another big returning feature here to our schedule. I haven't mentioned this too much, but we have the return of Sea Duckling Open and Master Swan Open as well. You may be wondering, especially if you're a newer viewer, what is the Sea Duckling Open? What's the Master Swan Open? Sea Duckling Open is how we started. It is a bronze to diamond tournament, and the Cranky Ducklings started hosting this event as a weekly back in 2017. We've been running the event for many years. Back in 2017, we started hosting and casting the Sea Duckling Open, and we were running it consistently up until beginning of 2022. 2022, I think around then, maybe started 2023. I think 2022 was our last year, and then we did put it on hiatus just because there was some issues with the Blizzard API, and there was a lot of work, and we had to focus on other things. So Sea Duckling Open was put on hiatus, but now we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back here in full swing, so look forward to it. So if you're a player out there, or if you're a viewer, and if you happen to be within the ranges of bronze, diamond, gold, platinum, silver, all those leagues, then you can compete in the Sea Duckling Open. We're bringing it back to grassroots, to diamond players. Let's go, let's go. Fun fact, I am a 5-time Sea Duck. For the longest time, I was I had the most championships, the most Sea Duckling Open championships back in the day, back when I was diamond, way back when. This was back in like 2017, 2018. I have 5. I got the first 5DO champion, the 5DO trophy. That's what I got, the 5DO trophy back in the day. And for those of you that are maybe above diamond and who want to compete and don't want to go up against GMs, we're bringing back the Masters Swan Open. It's in the name, Masters Swan Open, for Masters players, up to 4.9k MMR. I remember for MSO, I think I was always a Kong. I don't think I ever won an MSO when I hit Masters. But I remember like having some deep runs and getting so close. Getting so close, Papi. I don't think I ever won an MSO though, but just wasn't meant to be. Just choked in the finals. But Master Swan Open is going to be coming back again up to 4.9k MMR if you guys are interested for Masters players. Basically, Masters 3, Masters 2. We may adjust the MMR because nowadays 4.9 is GM. Like the MMR ranges have changed, so we may adjust some of the MMR there. But regardless, it's mainly focused on Masters 3 and Masters 2 players. So that's what MSO is for. It is open to Diamond, Platinum, Gold as well. So if you're a lower league, that you can still compete in MSO, just a higher caliber of players there. So it's a little bit more dangerous for you, Papi. A little bit more dangerous. But we are bringing those tournaments back this year in 2024. Again, there have been a lot of people asking for it. They're like, "What's been for years? We've been playing in this tournament. When is it coming back?" And we're like, "Oh, soon, TM." It is now soon, TM. It is now time. It's now time to bring back our amateur events. Again, going back to how we started back in 2017. Back to how we did start. So look forward to it. Look forward to it. They're open to any region, so they're open to all regions. Just region locked by MMR and by rank. So just bear that in mind. Look forward to it. Do look forward to it. Otherwise, with that, we are not quite done for the day. Another special thing that we do here on the Cranky Ducklings is if you're in the chat, you can redeem a replay cast. With your channel points, you can redeem a replay cast, and I will put myself down and I will cast your ladder game. I'll cast your ladder games, Poppy. I'll cast your ladder games. And yeah, we do have a couple of replays redeemed. I say a couple, we have 6 so far. I mean, I think we have 7, but we'll be going over 6 for now. We do have some replays that have been redeemed over the past couple of weeks, so we will be going into a cast. We're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, hold on, I'll show you. You can see him. You can see him, Poppy. Where is he? Wherever we can. Bam. Look under my face. Oh, there. Oh, Duckling viewer replays. Ah, he's so beautiful. The duck. So we're gonna be going on a short break. I need some time to get some water. Just take a moment to rest. I'm gonna set up all the overlays, set up all the replays, and we are gonna be going over some of the viewer submitted replays in the chat, and we'll be having some fun. We'll be having a more chill stream. If you're only interested in pro players, sometimes we have pro players that redeem replays. Fun fact, that has happened many times actually. Players like Night Phoenix, or players like Demi, players like Honmono. Like sometimes we have replays. Or Trigger, he's redeemed replays before. Sometimes they redeem them, but for the most part, just some lovely viewers in the chat. You know, some Diamond players, Platinum, Masters. So not the most serious of games, not the most highest level of competitiveness, but some fun games nonetheless. Yeah, usually if a replay is redeemed, it's because it's some cheese. Like there's some there's some nonsense, Poppy. There's some nonsense going on, and I have to watch it. I have to bear witness to the cheese, and to the craziness that's ensuing. Regardless, thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We're going to be going on a short break, and when we return, we'll be back with some Duckling viewer replays. See you soon. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego, papi, hasta luego.